Everybody, I'm Jonathan Noble, divorce and family law attorney, licensed in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and I'm here with another segment to talk about the Sylvester Stallone divorce. He was recently served with a divorce complaint by his wife of 25 years, Jennifer Flavin. Now, if you're new to this channel, leave a comment. Let me know where you are in the world. I have thousands of subscribers all over the world. You should know that this is not legal advice. Only a licensed attorney in your jurisdiction can give you specific legal advice about your situation. Be that as it may, I want to talk about some of the intricacies of this divorce and what I think a lot of people really don't get right. They don't understand it. One such thing is, it seems like Mr. Stallone was ordered not to dissipate or alienate marital assets, okay? As part of a divorce complaint, especially in a high asset divorce, it is routine that the plaintiff's attorney and the defense attorney will ask the court to order, you can't move marital assets. That makes sense. Why? Because you don't want to have to run after and claw back that money. But it's his money. He earned it. Well, that's a misnomer. If he earned it after the day he said I do 25 years ago to the date of separation, in that 25 years, it's not his. It's marital asset, unless he had a valid prenup that excluded that money. But let's say hypothetically he didn't have a prenup or a valid prenup and he commingled the funds or he just put it into his own bank account. If he earned it during the marriage, it's a marital asset. And here's the point of the video. Nearly every divorce complaint, even of modest, with a modest marital asset size, will have a count in there saying they want the court to order you can't dissipate, alienate, move around marital assets. And that makes sense. And almost always the court will grant that. Why would you want something like that? Because if it's part of a court order and the other person does try to alienate or dissipate or move assets, they're in contempt of a court order. And then you have an enforcement mechanism to claw the money back and possibly get your attorney's fees to do it. Why is this not such a big deal? Because let's say hypothetically, Sylvester Stallone wanted $10 million in marital assets, I don't know, to fund an independent film project. All his lawyer has to do is contact the other side and say, Sly needs $10 million for this Sundance film he wants to make. Will Jennifer agree, or will you guys agree? I'll write a stipulation. So either Jennifer would also get $10 million, or they'll make it such that the $10 million is already gone to his side that he wants without prejudice to equitable distribution. So she could say, hey, I want $10 million if he's taking $10 million, if it's a huge estate. I'd say over 95 to 99% of the time, they'll agree. They'll agree. If not, Stallone's lawyer could file a motion with the court and say, I need $10 million for this independent film project without prejudice to equitable distribution. And if the estate is large, I would say 99.99% of the time will say, well, if the other side really doesn't have a reasonable objection, I'm going to give them the $10 million. And then we'll deal with it at equitable distribution. Chances are Jennifer's lawyer would say, no, she wants $10 million too. And that's fine. If there's more than enough to go around, he takes some, she takes some during the pendency of the divorce. So just because the divorce complaint says and has a count where you can't move assets, that's not a bad thing. It's a routine thing. It doesn't mean that she's trying to stop him from getting money. So I just wanted to clear that up. Leave a comment. I know all this is extremely complicated, so how can you avoid it? Prenup that will hold up in court in your jurisdiction? Or what? Don't get married. If he didn't get married to her, he wouldn't have to worry about it. There's a lot more complicated issues in this case, or potential complicated issues. Stay tuned.